out in different groups. So since I'm not on WhatsApp, but let's go. For every week, I'm trying to solve one problem. WhatsApp to man. So WhatsApp is getting too stubborn. So that's why my communications are now so much on Telegram. Okay, so let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's call. We are still digging deep into understanding the Oracle ecosystem, okay? And like I've said before, I'll say it over again. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen, just a minute. Let me share my screen. Share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. All right, so good morning, everybody. All right, we are good to go. Okay. Now, it is very important. It is very important for everybody in the business to understand this main thing called Oracle. Okay. And like I've said it before, I'll say it once again that Oracle Foundation is an organization that strives to build Web3. You see, when we talk about Web3, it is important for everybody to understand how communication has been happening for a couple of years, okay, since the 1990s, from what we called Web 1, which was only involved read only, where people could read information on different websites. And the Web 1 economy was only meant by people just reading information. But later, we came into what we call Web 2, which is the most existing web right now. And in Web 2, we must acknowledge and be able to remember and understand here, me and you, we are able to read from the internet, but also write onto the internet. So we can read on the internet, but we can also write on the internet. How do we read? We feed from other people's information, but we also put much of our information on the internet. And in here, platforms like Facebook, platforms like TikTok, platforms like YouTube, they all belong to the Web 2 economy. But then, ladies and gentlemen, the coming of blockchain has then opened a new web, a web of cryptocurrencies. A web of cryptocurrencies. Remember crypto currencies? This is the new digital web. It is a new way that the information we share or the way we use the internet, we own the internet. We own the information that gets on the internet. So owning cryptocurrencies is owning information. because cryptocurrencies are not tangible. Cryptocurrencies cannot be touched, even when put to hardware wallets, they cannot be touched. So they remain internet usage. So it means that once you own a cryptocurrency, you own part of the internet. And so when we talk about Web3, we are talking about the ability and the power to use the internet as we interact it with cryptocurrencies in our day-to-day lifestyle. And so this is the birth of Web3. The ability of different people to participate in the use of internet as they still monetize it, as they still earn, as they still own the information that is seated onto the internet. And so Oracle Foundation has decided to actualize this by creating a multi-ecosystem of applications that exist onto the blockchain, applications that are not controlled by a single entity. I have said it several times today, this week. I can no longer access my WhatsApp. And the reason why I cannot access my WhatsApp, because the information that is onto my WhatsApp is controlled by a single entity who feels like that the information I'm sharing on my WhatsApp is spammy. And because of this, he has control to take over my account that I have sustained for a long period of time without seeking permission from me. And so the coming of Web3 takes away the centralism. The coming of Web3 gives power back to you and me that you are in control of the information on the internet. And so Oracle Foundation is an organization that strives to be a Web 3.0 multi-ecosystem application protocol. And this multi-ecosystem application protocol that aggregates DeFi, decentralized finance, the ability and the power to access financial services without a central authority. Payments, the ability and the power to acquire goods and services across the world without a central authority. Exchange, the ability and the power to exchange from one cryptocurrency to another cryptocurrency, and more. And so Oracle has been able to create utilities that are about to take over the price of Oracle or the price of ONF in a skyrocket manner through its UCAD, through its ONNet, through the Oracle Exchange and the lending protocol. But as they do this, they recently introduced, apart from the autonomous global financial system with ONF staking and rewards, which means you stake ONF, get it out of circulation. By the end of the day, you earn more ONF, which you can sell. Due to high selling pressure of the people who are earning ONF, the price of ONF has recently had a drastic move to the downside. But what Oracle Foundation has decided to do is to create utilities around it. And one of them was Aura. Aura is a decentralized liquidity protocol with USDT staking and rewards. And when Aura was coming into Oracle as its incubation sector, it passed through what we call the Aura nodes. Each person who wanted to get the Aura nodes were supposed to send ONF worth $1,000. And these ONF have been being burnt repeatedly. As these ONF are being burnt, is creating a reduced supply of ONF, hence affecting the price of ONF. But Aura, a decentralized liquidity protocol, is saying, let our people earn ONF whose price is fluctuating, but also earn USDT by participating in providing liquidity with USDT and earn more USDT through the opportunity of Aura. And so this morning, we want to dive into understanding the second opportunity. Yes, we are staking with ONF, earning more ONF, whose price is fluctuating. And because of the upcoming utilities that are coming on board that are going to create a supply shock in the market, affect the price of ONF to keep going higher. But still at the same time, since Aura has already burnt the circulating supply of ONF by more than 160,000 ONF tokens, now it is now important for us to create a second way of making money. A second way of making money, and this second way of making money, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Aura staking. Are we ready to learn about that this morning? If you are ready, give me a one in the chat. If you are ready, give me a one in the chat. If you are ready, give me a one in the chat, and I'll be able now to drastically break down this amazing opportunity to you. Okay, so let me share my screen. I want to join with my second device. Just a minute. Let me join. Just a minute. Okay. Now let me share my screen. Okay, so let's start from here. Okay. Now let's talk about Aura. To give you a depth understanding. So basically, Aura is a very amazing project, like we are going to be able to see, where you are able to stake USDT and you get rewarded with USDT. In this call, by the end of this call, I expect you to understand how the staking works. I expect you to understand how you earn your rewards. How valid is Aura? How you earn, how you stake, where does the earnings come from? Where does the money that they pay you come from? So all these, by the end of this call, I'm gonna dig into details about that. And it is also important for us to know that Aura is coming into a DeFi When we talk about DeFi, remember you're talking about decentralized finance, an economic system that is basically not controlled by anything or by any central center. It is purely and perfectly controlled by on-chain data. And also, we need to understand that when we talk about DeFi, we are talking about smart contracts. And when we talk about smart contracts, ladies and gentlemen, I expect everybody on the call to basically understand that a smart contract is an encoded agreement. These are rules, basically. They are rules that have been set on the blockchain, and these rules that have been set on the blockchain happen automatically without the involvement of any third party. These rules are not being run secretly by anybody. So when you talk about DeFi, then just know we are going to talk about a system that is running on smart contracts, a system that is not controlled by any central center, that whatever happens is seated on rules that have been encoded onto the blockchain. So without delay, I will share my screen now, having given a brief understanding. Someone says, are Aura nodes still available for purchase? No. I don't think so, but I will inquire. Okay. You can also join our Telegram channel, currently the new one, so that you can be equipped. So let me drop the link in the chat. Okay, so feel free to join our Telegram channel so that you can keep getting this information by yourselves all the time. So that it could give you not only basic, but also important understanding. Okay, so what is Aura? By definition, ladies and gentlemen, Aura stands for omniverse reverse architecture, whereby they believe that let value flow without borders. And like I've said, Aura was incubated by Oracle. And I said Oracle is a foundation that is trying to bring Web3 services and opportunities closer to its people. So the first important thing is to be able to try to understand how decentralized can be implemented. Remember, we said that decentralization is a structure whereby everything that is happening is not controlled by any central authority. And so Aura is trying to share with you how decentralization happens by design. Number one, it happens by a contract first. It must be a contractual autonomy. When they say contractual autonomy, it means that protocol rules, the rules that run the project, are encoded into an on-chain smart contract. That when they say you are going to earn 0.7 to 1%, it is already in the system. It is automatic. There is nobody who presses any special button. Number two, The crucial parameters and upgrades are executed without manual intervention through on-chain governance processes, which include proposals, voting, and activation. That if there's going to happen any upgrade within the ecosystem, it must be running through governance, whereby the people who are part of the project vote on what is supposed to happen. Number 2, trust minimized. No custodial of user funds or back-ended fund transfers. That everything is happening onto the blockchain. There is nobody behind the smart contract that touches a small button so that the money gets transferred from the smart contract to somewhere else. Which means that funds status changes are determined by on-chain transactions, because everything is traceable and everything can be seen. Number 3, on-chain transparency. Transparency, and it must be verifiable. The reserve certificate that the money is in the reserve, the location criteria that the money has been located, and the routing of the money, everything is on-chain. It can be verified. So parts are fully recorded on-chain, providing public access for inquiring, auditing, and anyone may verify these records. That's what we mean, something being DeFi. When it comes to the contract templates, that when they say that this thing is on a smart contract, the contract what? Templates. These contract templates are accessible, that once we go onto the smart contract, we can be able to access the contract and we can verify it with ChatGPT-5. We can see if time will allow us to check that. So standardized cleaning, settlement processes, all seemingly, everything must be open to everybody. No single point of control. It must be very important that this is a decentralized protocol that is not controlled by a single entity. So in short, this could be a lot of information, but in short, the Oracle ecosystem is trying to create a system that is decentralized, that anybody could be able to audit, but also it is composable, meaning that different people could provide their ideologies, and these ideologies could be used to improve the ecosystem. Now let's get to Aura. Like I said, Aura was incubated by Oracle through the Aura nodes, whereby people participated in the Aura nodes by sending $1,000 worth of Aura ONF, and this ONF was banned. Okay, so what is Aura? In short, Aura equals Omniverse reverse architecture. It was incubated by Oracle, and the Aura is a decentralized global reserve settlement architecture to provide transparency, interoperability, and reliable foundation to flow value across. Meaning that when we say it is interoperability or interoperable, it means that it is very important that everything is running onto the chain, which is key and very profound. Now, when we say that Aura is decentralized, what do we mean? No money goes to the back end. Wherever money is in anybody's wallet, the agreement does not involve. Okay? There is nowhere your money goes into the back end. Everything is just seated onto a smart contract. So the rules are written in the contract, the percentage deducted from transaction, how it is distributed, all are hard-coded onto the blockchain, and no one can change them. Every transaction leaves a trace. It's like a public ledger. Anybody can read, anybody can access, anybody can verify, and everything is transferable. Anybody can see, can trace it anytime. So Aura is a system that puts both money and rules on a blockchain. Are we still there? If you are still following, give me a one in the chat. If you are following, give me a one in the chat. Okay. So in short, since we say that there is a decentralized market, the biggest question is, before we dive into serious decentralization, is there money in DeFi? Do we have different institutions and companies that are making a good turnover in DeFi? Ladies and gentlemen, the answer is yes, because the total value locked in different protocols across on-chain data, on-chain capital reserves, they remain at elevated levels of over $148 billion. The total market cap, or the total amount of money that exists in stable coins, is over 296 billion. And the USDT has done settlement of over 58%. The decentralized exchanges that allow people to swap from one cryptocurrency to another cryptocurrency, by March 2024, they indicated a high volume significance of over $268 billion. When we look only at Uniswap, one of the decentralized platforms that exist in the MetaMask wallet, we find that the representative of DEX by Uniswap 2025, it has had a trading volume of over $1 trillion. And this single DEX has processed over $270 billion in Q3 of this year. Ladies and gentlemen, the DEX share of the total spot volume hits a record high of over 25%. The proportion of on-chain direct transactions continued to rise in May. This is evidence that decentralized finance is having money that is powering into it every single day. So it is important to know that money can happen on chain, transactions can happen on chain, and stable coins all running on chain. The volume keeps growing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready to position yourself in the future, it is important for you to know that this is a true era of decentralized blue oceans. Blue oceans, which means a huge supply of money volume that is flowing into the DeFi protocol every single day. So it is important for us to know how money is made in DeFi. Okay. Number one, I want everybody to understand that whenever people transact, there happens what we call chain transaction fees and protocol fees. That as transactions are happening onto the blockchain, there are charges that happen. But also, platforms that run on these blockchains, they also run what we call protocol fees. Imagine that Uniswap alone has already surpassed $1 trillion in annual trading volume, which means there have been various fees or virus rates across different pools and protocols. Can you imagine that the tokenized US Treasury bonds has been able to range from 7 to 7.3 billion in 2025, with their annual exceeding 200% that is coming from real world assets, excluding stablecoins. It has surpassed over 24 billion by June 2025. These assets generate interest bearing on-chain cash flows, which means that as long as people are investing in these assets, the real world assets, these are generating profits, they are generating interests. And one of the reasons you're going to discover on how Aura is generating its money, it's generating money through chain transaction fees and protocol fees. Also, it's generating money as the asset is giving interest, as the asset is generating interest. So as the asset is generating interest, there is money that comes from there as profit. As transactions are happening onto the chain, there are fees that are being charged. But also, ladies and gentlemen, it is important for us to know that there is a very big market that is coming from stable coins. And currently, we see over 296 billion that is serving as a foundation layer of on-chain payments and market making. That when you're going to come into Aura with your USDT, we find that stable coins have played a very big role in providing a foundation layer of on-chain payments. That on-chain payments that are happening across the networks, most of them are running through stable coins. And this is where it really, really makes sense that there are fee structures and yield opportunities that are happening. So Aura is combining the transaction fees and protocol fees, the ability and the power that keeps giving interest on assets that increase in value, and the stable orbit, the ability of using stable coins to be able to run transactions. And so in short, the profit you are going to earn from Aura will be coming from you providing liquidity, and there are happening, one, transaction fees that happen whenever you do that. Number two, the interest that happens on the asset as it gains value. Number three, the stable settlement. So you provide stable coin, transaction fees happen, and also the token gains in value. So these three pillars are bringing sustainable cash flow on chain. And this sustainable cash flow is going to be rewarded to you than being given to intermediaries. Let me try it now to take you through Aura a little bit, because now, okay, let me just try to share with you this so that now you'll understand how the money comes from, but I'll practically also show you. Okay, why is it said that decentralized platforms are a blue ocean? Meaning an open check of money. Ladies and gentlemen, number one, there is no custodial, there is no backdoor transfer. Rules are happening on a smart contract. Very important. This is a fundamental pillar. It is very important. It makes decentralized platform decentralized because everything is being run by smart contracts and every transaction is auditable. It is also important for you to know that decentralized exchanges have recorded a record high of 25%, indicating that more and more people are bypassing intermediaries to trade directly on chain. The portion of fees and profits that have been taken by intermediaries are now allocated directly to you. Deals are more direct. Deals are more direct. In Northern America, from June 2024 to 2025, the on-chain transactions that are happening onto the blockchain without intermediaries of centralized exchanges has reached 2.3 trillion, with a monthly peak of 2024 December that was over 244 billion, ladies and gentlemen. So institutions and compliant capital is rapidly entering the market. There is more money that is coming into DeFi than ever before. Then, ladies and gentlemen, real-world assets such as treasury bonds have reached tens of billions of dollars in scale and are growing rapidly by migrating traditional interest rates products to public blockchain verifiable repressible yields. That instead of people that were buying bonds and treasuries, and they are now changing to say, let's migrate the traditional interest rate products to public blockchain to make things verifiable, to make reproduction of yields being so high, which means that as more money grows on chain, there is more profitability in these different products. In short, the money is on the blockchain, the rules are on the blockchain, the fees and the profits are on the blockchain without middlemen, but being managed by smart contracts. So whoever secures an allocation window like we are doing, the market making window, which is the USDT that is making the market, the interest rate window, which means that once this real world asset gains in value, then it gains more profitability. That's why Aura decided to create, through Oracle Foundation, decided to create 21 million tokens of Aura and decided to send 18 million into a liquidity pool on the PancakeSwap, and then 3 million into interactive contracts to make sure that people could profit. And whenever people purchase the token, 0.5 of the token is destroyed, 0.5 of the token is given to people who bought the nodes, and 2.5 used in marketing. And as that happens, when the token is purchased, the token gains more value. When it gains more value, 5% of that is given to the people who bought the node, shared among them. 10% is given to the token to give it more value, and 10% is given in marketing, which definitely and purely means that when they give you your 1%, like we are going to be able to see, you are able to keep profiting along the line. So Aura doesn't have one token. It has a sub token called Orac, which is also meant to facilitate growth and motivation in the people who are already in the business. Those who participated in the node, 200 million nodes of Orac were given to the people who bought the node, and 800 million were put into a liquidity pool, but it's not yet active. This will start being active on the 25th of December. So how do you participate? You participate by staking USDT. In short, you participate by providing liquidity. Okay. So when you decide to stake for one day, it means that when I stake today at 10 a.m., I'll get my profit at 10 a.m. the next day. My profit will range from 0.1 to 0.3 purely on a smart contract. If I decide to stake for 7 days, meaning I'm locking my USDT on chain for 7 days, my profit will be 0.3 to 0.5% every day for 7 days. If I decide to go in for 15 days, it is 0.5 to 0.7 for 15 days, which means that every day I'll be earning between 0.5 to 0.7 every day for 15 days. If I decide to lock for 30 days, I'll earn 0.7 to 1% every day for 30 days. For 30 days. But every day I'll be earning that percentage. So the minimum start is $100. And your returns are automatically static because they are known. Once your principal matures after your time has reached, you will need to claim it and lock it off again. But on every transaction that happens, 3% of the withdrawal fees automatically gets injected into the ORAC liquidity pool, which I'm going to show you. Okay. Now, when you don't take away your profits, there is a daily compounding interest of 1%. For example, if I stake $1,000 and I earn $10, my $10 will receive a 1% compounding interest every single day. That also I'll be able to show you. So no matter what you pledge, you'll always earn 1% as a compounding interest, not on your capital, but on your profit. Okay. It also has a simple sharing system, which says that when you bring me, you earn 10% on my profit when I claim it. So if I claim my profit once a month, that's when you will earn. If I claim my profits every day, that's when you will earn. So when you bring me 10%, when I bring someone 2%, that is the end. But for you to start earning on your team, you will need to have a total stake of $200. The rest of the money moves from 9 ranks, from S1 to S9. And this is very simple. For you to become an S1, your personal stake must be 500 and your community performance must be 5,000. Community performance means your personal performance, which is the people you are bringing direct, and the people who are performing poorest in your team. If they hit 5,000, then when they claim their profits, on their profits, you earn 5%. When you become an S1, you are also allowed to buy some ORAC, not ORAC of $2. So S2, the same thing, 10%. When your team hits $10,000, today is second day in the business. And thank you so much, our community. We already have one of the highest ranks of S2 and 10% whenever people claim their profits. If they don't claim, you don't earn. So as an S2, you are also allowed to buy ORAC worth $10. Like that, like that, like that, like that, up to the last rank of S9. So ladies and gentlemen, ORAC is transparent and is secure. It has gone through the transparent Canaan board. And in this board, they are able to see tax revenue flow, location criteria, and ORAC daily compassion and disposal. There's also, you can do contract audit. A third-party audit of core contract is also can be done. A proof of reserve accounting for what is happening through the ecosystem. Without delay, let me now just jump into the system direct and show you. Let me jump into the system direct. Okay, so to participate, number one, you need a Token Pocket wallet, which I already have. And let's visit ORAC. It's already here. Okay, I hope it's loading. This is ORAC. It is now 15 days old. And down here, you can be able to see people running transactions. Okay. Transactions, and these transactions is when people claim their profits. Okay. So whenever they claim their profits, what happens once you stake your $1,000, like you see, once you stake, what happens? Aura is bought. When Aura is bought by the smart contract, okay, Aura is bought. When Aura is bought by the smart contract, So this person has invested $500 and 571.5 Aura tokens have been bought. Okay. Which means that when this person is, because everything is traceable, this is the transaction of this person. Everything is on chain. Everything is on chain. And you can see PancakeSwap. Everything is on chain. This is the transaction. Okay. So once they participate, for example, this person has sold, okay, 148, and everything is transferable 21 seconds ago. So everything is happening. There is a single token PL that has been sold. And we can dig deep because everything is on chain onto the Binance Smart Chain Network. And you see 148.3 Aura tokens have been swapped for 131.5 USDT. So what happens is that when you buy, I want to explain the system, how it works. When you stake $1,000, what the smart contract does, it goes and buys Aura worth $1,000. So by the time your contract ends, for example, you see this one, if we tap the address and visit this on the chain, and we scroll down here, we can be able to see what has happened, that this person has participated in bringing $64 worth of USDT. And in the end, 69 tokens, 0.5 of Aura have been bought. So when this person sells their Aura, because different people are staking, the price of Aura keeps going high, which gives Aura a real world asset value. The value of Aura keeps going high by the time this money is unlocked from its ecosystem. So that is how the money comes in. It comes in through transaction fees and protocol fees. The profit comes from the ability and the power that once people buy, the token value goes high. So the smart contract makes profit. And from that, when you come here and stake your $1,000, either for 30 months or for 30 days, you will also be able to profit. I hope my network gets better. You'll be able to profit. So I have locked this for the last 30 days. And so far I have earned $30, but through our different lessons, I have claimed this money and I have added it onto my system. So at 14, 12, 25, I'll still be paid $10 today. If I don't claim it, my $10 will also earn me another 1%. So you stake USDT and get USDT in return every single day. You can stake from 100 to 1,000 at once. If you want to stake 2,000, then it means you stake 1,000 at the first, then you stake another 1,000 at the end. Lastly, community. I think this is my network. I pray it stabilizes very fast. Let me check up again. My network is very bad. But I wanted to show you the community. I hope now it works. My network is very bad. My network is very bad. But I pray it gets better. Okay. I hope now it's good. Yes. So here you have the level member. It starts from S0 to S9. And I hope you can see the current stake is 1,000. That is my stake. The number of addresses under this umbrella is 207. Those are the people who have registered. I don't know if they have all staked. The community performance, which is the week leg, is 15,000 now. Our goal is to make it 50,000 by the end of the day. But so far, we have staked $35,000. That is $35,000 in 2 days. We are just warming up because our goal is to hit 15 million in the next 15 days. We are usually working very hard. So the community performance is usually the small area, which is this 12,000 you see, plus the 1,418, plus these ones. If added together, they make up the community performance. So if your community performance hits 5,000, then just know you are an S1. If it hits 10,000, you are an S2. If it hits 50,000, you are an S3. That's how you keep taking up ranks there. And so when you are an S1, 5% when people claim their profit. So if people stake $1 million and their profit is $500,000, let me say, okay, that is okay. They stake $1 million and their profit is 100,000. 1% of 100,000. Sorry, 5% of 100,000 as their profit will be given to you. Okay. Yes, you can do a calculation. If people's profit is $100,000 and you are an S1, you will earn 5% of that, which is 5,000. If their profit is $1 million and you are an S2, 10% will be that, which is 100,000. If their profit is $1 million and you are an S3, $10 million, and you are an S3, that is 15%. That is $1.5 million. Okay. If their profit is you are an S4 and their profit is $2 million. Okay, let me do $1 million. Their profit is $1 million, and you are an S4, that is 20%, will be given to you, which is $200,000. So if you are interested in building a team, a simple formula is here for you. You just make sure you have other people staking with you, and you are good to go. How do you get your link? If you are already staked, please scroll down here. You see the word share now. Copy your link and then send it to someone. Okay? Copy your link and then send it to someone. I'm usually smarter. I don't share my link to several people. I only shared my link with 3 people because these had participated in the nodes. The fourth one, I don't know the person. But I've shared my link with 3 people. And through those 3, that is where anybody who wants to start a business, I'm sharing my link. I don't love the policy of me benefiting alone. I actually want the people under me to make more money, because when they make more money, I make more money. So if you think I'm the most hardworking, I'm not. I'm just getting much more smarter by making sure that instead of me sharing my link with everybody, I share other people's links, and that's how the community keeps growing. With that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, unless we have questions, but from me, back to you. Unless you have questions, I could be able to answer the questions, and we are good to go. Okay. A question is Aura connected to Oracle? It's another token. Oracle Foundation is the main business. And under Oracle Foundation, there is a new ecosystem of staking USDT called Aura. Okay. A new ecosystem of staking called Aura. What is the difference between Aura and Oracle? Aura and Oracle, they are both tokens of the same ecosystem. Oracle is meant to reward people who are building community. If you build a community, you'll be able to buy Aura and also benefit from the profits that come from Oracle. But Aura, anybody could access. Oracle is an extra bonus to the people who are building communities. Is Aura also under smart contract? Yes, Aura is under smart contract. You can be able to follow all the events. Since WhatsApp these days has issues, for the last 5 days, I'm failing to access my WhatsApp. So we have opened up a Telegram channel to change our focus to there. I'll drop the link. So all our communications may not happen so much onto WhatsApp unless otherwise they will happen onto on Telegram. So you can join our current Telegram and you'll be good to go. If there is anybody who wants to, how many times can I stake? You can stake as many times as you want. If you want to stake $10,000, it means you will stake 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 until you hit 10,000. Until you hit 10,000. Remember, if your stake is $10,000, you'll be able to earn over $3,000 every single month. Okay. All right, guys. If no more questions, allow me end here so that I can go and share the opportunity like nobody's business. Make sure you have staked some ONF because the price of ONF is about to take off the moon with the new nodes of Oracle Exchange that are coming out very soon. Okay. Nothing happens to Oracle. Oracle Foundation is the big board, and Oracle Foundation has two ecosystems. It has ONF that enables you stake ONF and earn more ONF. It has Aura that enables you stake USDT and earn more USDT. Oracle is the big board. It has two ecosystems. One for staking ONF to earn more ONF, which I advise everybody to do, to stake more ONF to earn more ONF. It also has Aura that enables you to stake more USDT to earn more USDT. I don't see personally any problem with that. Okay, different ecosystems, different approaches under Oracle Foundation. Okay. Staking Aura is gonna give the price of Aura go up. I don't believe so. Aura, when Aura was coming into the market, it started with the Aura nodes. The Aura nodes were meant to be bought by people who want to participate in earning gas fees from the transactions that happen in the Aura ecosystem. These nodes were bought and over 16,000 plus ONF tokens were banned. It's the same thing that's going to happen with the Oracle Exchange. With the Oracle Exchange, there are going to be Oracle nodes that range from 1,000, 5,000, and $10,000. And all the ONF that will be bought by the Oracle Exchange will be banned, which will automatically affect the price of Aura, of ONF. Is it clear now, Rebecca? Is it clear? All right. If no more questions, I would like to put this training at the end. We meet at 9 p.m. East Africa Standard Time. How do I get the address? I believe everybody, if you are not yet in Aura, the person who invited you in Oracle, reach out to them, let them give you the link. If you are new and you just pick our link somewhere else, then feel free, reach out the person who sent you the link to join this program. Okay? So that you get the link and register and stake. Okay? Unless if you don't have anyone who invited me, you can private chat me. Why is it that the ONF price keeps going down every single day? It's because there are more sellers than buyers. That's why Oracle is creating utility around it so that the utility will cause the price to go higher. I don't see any problem with the Oracle price going down because you must be able to understand, sorry, the ONF price going down, not Oracle. The ONF price keeps going down because ONF is an inflationary token. Inflationary means that every day when people stake, more tokens come in circulation. When more tokens come into circulation, automatically the price gets affected. The only way the price could go higher is when there are more buyers. Okay? It's when there are more buyers. If there are more sellers than buyers, the price automatically go down. That's why Oracle Foundation is creating utility around it so that once the utility come into play, automatically the price will go high. If you don't buy more at a cheaper price, never regret your decision. ONF is not an ordinary business token like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and whatsoever. No, it's a staking protocol. It's a minting protocol, whereby when you stake ONF, you earn more ONF, which you bring in the market and sell. If there are more sellers than buyers, the price will automatically go down. But once they create utility around it, the price will go high. You better buy, but it's not financial advice because you might be suffering from fear implications. Okay, but you just need to manage your what? Your decision. All right, having said that, if no more questions, allow me put this training to an end. See you at 9 p.m. West Africa Standard Time. God bless you and have a good day. When are you coming to Ghana? Just reach out, bro. If you are ready, may I have no reason. I can come to any country.